Welcome to the next day of 21-day Spring Equinox Challenge. I'm recording this video in cottage just to emphasize one more time that for the mobility practice, for the short morning routine, you don't need any special equipment. All what you need, a little bit of a space beside your bed, maybe mat, maybe towel, maybe like a bit of a rag to just have a bit of a cushioning. So let's today find ourselves in a seated cross-leg position, and it might take you a bit of a time to settle your ankles, to feel how your hips and knees feels. You can see that my one knee is a little bit higher than the other, and it's probably something that happened to you, as one hip is always have a bit more mobility than the other. So try to find the position as much as symmetrical. If your knees are very high, you might want to support them with a block or pillows. Otherwise, just get them down, bring your hands against the knees, and try to elongate through the spine, like visualizing that there is a string attached to the crown of your head, pulling you up. Just have a bit of external rotation of the hips. You might have your eyes gently closed, and take a couple of cleansing exhales. Admitting the beginning of your practice, just noticing how the breathing works this day of your practice. Trying to find the long exhales, taking inhales through the nostrils. As you exhale in full, find the bottom of your exhale when there is no more air in your lungs, but you're not holding your breath, and try to catch this momentum when the inhalation starts on its own. And when you inhale all the way to the top, you don't want to gasp for air. You're just feeling naturally to what is the capacity of your lungs, and then just continue into exhalation. If you would like to count, probably your exhale is longer than your inhale. Sometimes it's double length, but it's maybe 1.5. So if your inhale is 1, 2, your exhale should be at least 1, 2, 3. So let us have 5 more breaths here. Then if you had your eyes closed, open the eyes. You might feel a little bit tightness in your spine, especially if your hips are tight. So let's just move the spine a couple of times, bringing the chin to your chest, round your spine, and then come all the way as much forward as you can. Bring your hands behind, just squeeze the shoulder blades and send your chest up toward the ceiling. And then let's go again. Slightly backward, chin to the chest, round your spine, and then bring your hands behind and just stretch. Let's do it one more time. So finding your maximum flexion in the spine, and then maximum extension in the seated position, of course. And then just find yourself comfortable. If you like, you can change your ankles, keeping the other ankle in front. And let us just bring the right arm parallel to the floor, and you can make a fist, strong fist, engaging the full arm. And let's go into internal and external rotation of the shoulder. So while you can see, I'm gonna open my palm so you see I'm moving the palm, right? And it looks like we're moving the palm, but actually we want to initiate movement in the shoulder. So when you're rotating the palm all the way up, you want to have your maximum internal rotation. And then as you're going 360 degrees, turning the palm again up toward the ceiling, you want to have your maximum of external rotation. So try it a couple of more times. You can touch this bone and just notice how the arm bone is rotating in the shoulder circle. And I just ask you to hold the fist as I want you to use your arm engaged. So maybe go around 10 moves and then release this arm. We're gonna go to the other arm. So take your arm parallel, make a fist, and find your internal rotation and external rotation. If you're not sure, if you're moving in the shoulder and you just find that you're moving only your wrist, you again can hold the fingers of the right hand on the top of the bone and just notice how we are moving the bone forward and then moving this back. Internal and external rotation with this lateral position of the arm. Keep your fist really strong. Let's do 3 more here. And let's release. Shake your shoulders, relax your arms, and let us just move the arm in front of the body. So this is your internal rotation. Palm is facing the body, and then take your arm away, still keeping the base of the palm facing the front and palm facing the back. So this is the range when your shoulder is in internal rotation. So go a couple of times. This is a really like mindful movement. This is nothing challenging, nothing new to your body. All what you're trying to do is to mindfully move. And let's now externally rotate your shoulder, holding the palm facing the front, and see how far you can move your arm. So only here, maybe just crossing the center line of the body, and then go all the way up toward the overhead position, and again, and try just to keep your shoulder in this external rotation. You might bend elbow here, finding that this is much easier. So if you have limitation in your shoulder, the overhead position with a straight elbow might be challenging, and it feels much more natural to bend the elbow. That's what's usually happening. So just do 1 more time. And we will do the same with the left arm. So first, internal rotation, palm facing back, and just move it in front and moving up. And you notice you can't go all the way, right? You start rotating. So here is the position. And I want to just explore that. Where is the limit when you move this way? You can bend the elbow here and keep the arm here straight, going as high as it's possible for you. 1 more time, and then we have external rotation, and here we're going to move the arm in front, probably close to the midline of the torso, and then go all the way overhead, and then come all the way in front, and then all the way overhead. And let's do it 2 more times. So you can see when I come here, I want to rotate my palm and I try to keep it facing front. That's the challenge, maybe bending elbow. And then let's just again shake the arms, and let us just release the legs, and let's circle the ankles. They were a couple of minutes in this breast compressed position, so just relax them. And then let's bend the elbows. We already know this movement, so 90-90 move. Flex the feet, and let's just drop the knees on one side. Make sure that you have a distance between the heel and the knee. Foot is flexed and knee is 90 degrees. You might have your hip off the floor, and go to the other side. So I recommend to do this movement every day, in the morning, in the evening, middle of the day. Invite your family to join you. This is basically the exploration of the natural movement of the hip that during the day, during our activities, we are not really using. Okay, so let us come again into this position with a 90-90, knees up, and just go with 1 knee at a time. So just 1 knee at a time. You might not reach the floor, that's okay, as long as you keeping the foot flexed, you locking your knee, you supporting your knee here. Okay, and try to keep your torso tall, up. Okay, and then let us come now with a position where the knee and toe touching. So It's not already 90-90 position, okay? And let us now come up and come down. We're gonna do 5 times. Just coming up and coming down. Coming up and down. And up and down. Let's change. Go into the other side. And when you're ready, come up and down. And up and down. And up and down. And one more time. And down. We're going to change the same position on this side. And look what we're going to do. We're going to come up and we're going to take the toes to the other side. And we're going to come down. We're going to come up. Move the feet. Coming down. And up. Moving feet. Coming down. And up. Moving and down. One more time. Coming up. Moving feet. And coming down. You might want to release your legs and shake them. And then we're gonna bend, let's say left knee. I'm gonna preen the right foot more or less 90-degree, the heel under the knee, but you might find that you need to bring a little bit closer to you because we're gonna now use this leg to come all the way up and then we'll come all the way down. 1, and coming up, and coming down. 2, and up, and 3, and up, and 4, and up, and 5, and we'll do it on the other side. So find yourself here trying to find a 90 degrees, so you're using this foot to actually lift yourself, a little bit of a core work as well, and come. So if you cannot do this without your hands, that's okay to push, even if it doesn't look good. It's okay, just start going, because we don't want to lose this knowledge of how we standing up from the floor. As we age, it's definitely becoming harder and harder. So this drill is just to keep your muscles remembering how you're gonna go up. Okay, and now when you're coming up, just use your hands to reset your feet, and if it's possible, come into squat. If you cannot go in this low squat, come first into standing, and then come as low as you can. We might need to have a couple of pulsing here, and then come into the squat, bringing elbows inside the knee. So it might be higher. Your elbows will be on the thighs, and just pulse here a little bit. And then come all the way up and shake your legs. Okay, we'll have just one more movement to explore. We're gonna go into lunges. And I want you to come into like a very short stance first, and just to let your knee to move forward. So feel how all the weight in this short stance, all the weight comes to your knee passing your toe maybe, right? Depend on the ankle mobility. You're actually working here on some ankle mobility. So just feel how you're overloading your quad. See what's happening when we're gonna step in a little bit wider. Not much, but maybe like if you were here, 1 foot wider. And let us go again. Now the knee will pass forward less, and you start finding the back leg supporting you more. So come a couple of times here. So you feel much less body weight here, much less load on your knee. And see what happens if you come into your wider. So whatever longest stance that you can find. And have your heel down for today, and just go forward. And try to stop when the knee above the hip. Couple of more times and focus more on using the back leg. You right now don't feel any overload of your knee, hopefully. If you're doing that's correct, having this 90 degree of the shake. Okay, let's go to the other leg. So go toes, heels, and we're gonna go again into short stance here, and just go forward. Feel how all the body weight collapsing to the knee. So we want to break this pattern that we have in going up the stairs, sitting on the chair because we're overloading the knees. We will continue to work on that in next sessions. So step a little bit wider and see what's happening here. Your knee is still passing the shin, but much less. You feel much less load, right? You're using more of the back glute here, back leg. That's exactly what I want you to explore. And then I will go into longer stance, whatever feels right. Have your back foot slightly turned in. Take your knees straight forward and go only to the position where your knee is above the hip. A couple of times. Feel more stretch, of course, in your inner thighs. Yes, I hope you felt this difference and understood the idea behind the alignment of the knee and heel. And we're going to come and from this widest position, we're going to come here into wide stance. And let us have it toes wide. And we're going to come into a wide squat, or called sumo squat, taking the knees wide. And you're welcome to just pulse here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and come up. Let's change the position of the feet. Let's have the feet now parallel to the side of your mat if you're using the mat, or let's say walls. And as we come down, try to avoid collapsing with the knees in. Try still send the knees out, but they're gonna go to the distance between your big toes. So feel how a little bit different work for all the muscles that support in the hips happening here. Again, you can come down and pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and come all the way up. Let us now actually allow the knees to collapse in, right from this wide stance, and feel how you're immediately overloading your medial ligaments of the knee. But that's okay if you're doing this mindfully. Go one knee at a time. Again, internal rotation of the hip, something that we're not exploring very often. Notice how you feel in your ankle, because your ankle is not comfortable here as well. So just try, again, it's exploration. And after you explore that, let's just come back into standing position, bringing the feet hip distance, arms on the sides of the hips. Maybe close your eyes and take a moment to check your standing posture, your mountain pose, your ideal posture. Feel your 4 corners, your 2 shoulders and 2 hips, breathing, ready for your daily activities. Thank you for joining me today. Namaste.